Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 9 and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter linear functions, and the lessons we're going to cover today are linear equations solve for y, write linear functions to solve word problems, complete a table and graph a linear function, then write an equation in standard form. So let's just start with the first lesson, that is linear equations solve for y. Okay, here I am on grade 9 math. The chapter we're working on is linear functions. Let's just start with the lesson, that is linear equations solve for y. So basically we are given with a linear equation, we have to solve for the variable y. Okay, the first one is you are given the equation, you have to solve for the variable y. So let's just start with an example, that is y minus 6 equal. Basically you have to solve this equation for y, right? Y minus 6 equals 1 over 3 times x minus 3. Y minus 6 equals 1 over 3 times x minus 3. Basically, you have to rewrite this equation in the form y equals mx plus b, right? So let's just rewrite this equation in the form. First, isolate the y, move that negative 6 other side. So that would be y equals 1 over 3 x minus 3 and plus 6. Now multiply these with 1 by 3. So that is y equals 1 over 3x minus 1 over 3 times 3 and plus 6. 3 and 3 cancel out, you are left with just 1. So y equals 1 over 3x minus 1 plus 6, and 6 minus 1 is 5. So that is y equals 1 over 3x and plus 5. See, now you have the equation in the form y equals mx plus b, right? Just equate both the equations. So m equals 1 over 3 and b equals 5. Got it? So that's how you have to solve the equation for y. Let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, the first one is rewrite y plus 5 times 1 over 10 times x plus 10 in the slope intercept form. So you have to write this equation in slope intercept form. So let's just write down the equation y plus 5 equals 1 over 10 and x plus 10, right? So you have to rewrite the equation in the slope intercept form. Slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. You have to rewrite the equation in this form, right? So first you have to isolate the y, move that 5 other side. So y equals 1 over 10 x plus 10 minus 5. You have to write the equation in this form, mx, right? So multiply everything with 1 by 10, right? That is 1 over 10x plus 10 times 1 over 10 minus 5. 10 and 10 cancel out, you are left with y equals 1 over 10x and plus 1 minus 5. So 1 minus 5 is negative 4. You can see now the equation is in the form y equals mx plus bm is 1 over 10 and b is negative 4. Got it? So the correct option is y equals 1 over 10x minus 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, the next one is y minus 1 equals 5 times x minus 1. So you have to isolate the variable y, move negative one other side, so it would be then positive 1, right? Now multiply everything inside the bracket with 5, so that is 5x minus 5 plus 1. Minus 5 plus 1 makes negative 4. So the correct option is y equals 5x minus 4. Got it? The correct option is y equals 5x minus 4. That is the equation number. That is the second option. Okay, now you have to solve the equation. Rewrite the following equation in the slope-intercept form. Y minus 6 equals 10x plus 4. How do you solve? Which is the correct option? Just solve and write the correct option. Very good. The correct option is second one. That is y equals 10x plus 46 is the correct option. Rewrite the following equation in the slope-intercept form. So how do you rewrite? Which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is the second one. Y equals 5x plus 32 is the correct option. Got it? The second one, not the first one. You solve the question on the notebook. Use your notebook and pencil, solve and then answer. Do not guess the answers, right? Let me just do it on board. Y plus 3 equals negative 6 times x minus 1. You have to first move positive 3 other side. So y equals negative 6 x plus 1 and minus 3. Now multiply negative 6 with the bracket, so that is negative 6 times x, and negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. They are the like terms, collect them, so that is y equals negative 6x, and that is negative 1, sorry, that is positive 6. So positive 6 plus 3 is positive 3. So the correct option is y equals negative 6x plus 3. Got it? So option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. So the next lesson is write a linear equation to solve word problems. Okay, let's just start with the lesson. So you are given the word problems. You have to write down the equation one first, and then you have to solve, right? How do you write an equation from the word problems? You have to make a table and then you can write down the equation. For example, you are given the question, Johnny has already baked 2 cakes and he can bake 2 cakes with each additional stick of butter he buys. With 4 additional stick of butters, how many total cakes can Johnny bake? Write and solve an equation to find the answer. So you have to write the equation and then you have to solve the equation for 4, right? So how do you write the equation? First, just see, you have to start with 2. Johnny has already 2 cakes, right? So that would be 2 times 0 plus 2. So 2 times 0 is 0. That means you are left with 2 because you already have 2 cakes, right? Then when you have one stick, you can do 2 times 1 plus 2. So 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 times 2 plus 2 is 4, right? If he have one stick, butter stick, he can make 4 cakes. So if he have 2 sticks, he can make 2 times 2, 4, and 4 plus 2, 6, right? This way you can write down the general equation, that is 2s plus 2. You are given if s equals 4, replace the s equals 4. That means 4 times 2 is 8 and 8 plus 2 is 10. You can make 10 cakes, right? So first thing is you have to write down the equation and then you have to solve. Let's just start with the test question. So read the question carefully. When reading the questions carefully, writing down the equations is very easy, right? The first thing you have to understand in the question is the very first thing, Crick already has 2 flowers in the garden. That means the first day he have 2 flowers, right? And he can also grow 2 flowers with every seed packet he have. So here is the 2 and here is the variable, every seed packet he uses. That means you don't know, so that would be 2s, right? That is the first, that is the thing you need to add. 2 flowers that are already in the garden, that is the thing you need to add, and that is basically the equation is 2s plus 2, right? Because here the variable you need to find is the seed of the packet. Write an equation that shows the relationship between the number of seed packets s and the total number of flowers. So that is f equals 2s plus 2, because here you have he can also grow 2 flowers with every seed packet. So s is the seed packet and 2 is the flowers he can grow, and this 2 is the one that is already in the garden. So the correct option is option number 2, right? Okay, let's just see which is the for the second one. David's retirement party costs $2 for every guest he invites, right? So $2 for each guest, right? If you have one guest, if you have one guest, the cost is $2, right? What is the maximum number of guests he can there can be if David can afford to spend a total of $8, right? For example, you have two guests. The cost would be 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 because the cost for one is $2. You have to see if David have $8, the cost is $8. How many guests he can afford? That means if he had $8, he can afford four guests because 4 times 2 makes 8, right? So the cost for one guest is 2, so that means 4 times 2 is 8. So he can afford four guests if he have $8. The correct option is 4. Okay, Vincent set his watch 2 seconds behind, right? That means a 2 second behind. If it falls behind every 1 second, another 1 second every day, that means 1 second every day, 1 times d. Write an equation that shows the relationship between the days since watch was last set d and the seconds d. Okay, 2 seconds behind already, right? And 1 second every day. So the equation would be d plus 2 is the correct option. That is equation number 2. S equals d plus 2. So the correct option is S equals d plus 2, right? Let's just move on to next exam question. Arjun has already cycled 1 kilometer this year, right? This is the thing you have to add in the equation. Plus, he plans to cycle 1 kilometer during each trip to work, right? For example, you have this is the one he already did this year, and for 1 kilometer to every trip to his office. How many trips will Arjun make to have to make 2 hour cycle a total of 10 kilometers? Okay, now he have to see how many days, like 1 kilometer every day you have to make 10. How do you make 10? You have to solve this equation for t1 plus t equals 10. Move one other side, so that would be t equals 10 minus 1 and 10 minus 1 equals 9. That means that means Arjun have to make 9 cycles to make a total of 10 kilometer, right? So the correct option is 9. The correct option is 9. Very good. Eve has already prepared 2 kilograms of the dough, right? The one that is already did, that is the thing you have to in the equation. And when continue preparing 2 kilograms dough every hour, right? 2 kilograms every hour, so that two times each, right? This is the equation. How much dough did Eve bear if she worked for 4 hours? That means you are given h equals 4. So just solve the equation for 4. So which is the correct option? Yes, if the time is 4, just replace the h with 4. So 4 times 2 is 8 and 8 plus 2 is 10. So the correct option is 10, right? Okay, the next one is Derek walks 2 kilometers during each trip to school. How many trips will Derek have to make in all to walk a total of 8 kilometers? That means if he go do one trip to school, he will cover 2 kilometers. That means 1 times t, right? The equation is 1 times t. How many trips will Derek have to make in to walk a total of 8 kilometers? Sorry, 2 times t because he 2 kilometers for every ride. Very good. The correct option is 4. That means he must do 4 trips, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is, what's wrong with this one? Okay, the next lesson is, okay, here it is. Complete a table and graph a linear function. You are given the tutorial only. Okay. Complete the table and then graph the function. So we are given with the equation, right? First we have to complete the table with the equation and then you have to plot the graph. How do we complete the table? So use the equation f of x equals x plus 7, right? X is an independent variable, whatever value you can put to the equation, x value, right? So solve for x equals 1, that is 1 plus 7 equals 8. That means when, okay, you are given when x equals 0, when x equals 1, y is 8. Okay, then x equals 0, 0 plus 7 equals 7. So when x equals 0, the function has the value 7. Okay, when x equals 2, that is 2 plus 7 equals 9. So when x equal to f of x equals 9, right? When x equals 3, 3 plus 7 equals 10. So that would be 10, right? So now we have completed the table. Now let's just plot these values on the graph. X is 0, y is 7. Here is the point. X is 1, y is 8. X is 2, y is 9. X is 3, y is 10. So you can just join these points and make a straight line. That would be like this. Got it? Okay, let's just see the other example because for this lesson you have tutorial only, no practice questions, right? So let's just see the other example. Here is the graph, right? That's the same one I made. Let's just look at the other example. Okay, the other example is complete the table and then graph the function. The equation you are given is f of x equals x plus 8. Here is the equation given, right? F of x equals x plus 8. Okay, I'm going to write down the equation here. F of x equals x plus 8. Okay, the table of values is, wait. 0 1 2. Okay, you have to calculate the value for 0 1 and 2. Okay, okay, you have to make a table for 0 1 and 2. So let's start with x equals 0. So that would be f of 0. F of 0 is 0 plus 8 equals 8. That means when x equals 0, here is a table of values. When x equals 0, f of x equals 8. Okay, when x equals 1, 1 plus 8 equals 9. When x is 1, f of x is 9. When x is 2, 8 plus 2 is 10. When x is 2, f of x is 10, right? Now just plot these points on the graph. When x is 0, y is 8. Here is the point. When x is 1, y is 9. When x is 2, y is 10. So just join these lines and points and make a straight line. It is always a straight line like this, right? Okay, let's just see the other example. Here is the graph I made, right? It starts from 8 and go like this. Okay, the other example is find the complete the table and then graph the function. The equation you are given is f of x equals 3x, right? The equation you are given is 3x and you have to find for x 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, f of x equals 3x when x is 0, right? 3 times 0 is 0. When x is 0, f of x is 0. When x is 1, 3 times 1 is 3. When x is 2, 3 times 2 is 6. That means when x is 2, y is f of x is 6. When x is 3, that is 3 times 3. That means 3 times 3 is 9. So now you have that table of values, that is 0, 0. So now let's just plot these values on the graph, right? 0, 0, 1, 3, 2, 6 and 3, 9, right? Okay, here is 0, 0. X is 0, y is 0. X is 1, y is 3. X is 2, y is 6. X is 3, y is 9. So just join these points and make a straight line like this, right? So here is a straight line you can make. Got it? So basically what we have to do when we are given a table of values, we are given the equation and we have to make a table. The one thing you have to do is, first of all, you are given with the equation, right? You can complete the table of values by using the equation. Substitute the values of x and calculate the value of the y. Right? So let's just see which is the next lesson. We'll discuss the lesson and do the examples. The next lesson is go back. What's with you? Okay, the next lesson is write equations in standard form, right? So, which is the standard form of the equation? The standard form of the linear function is ax plus by equals c. That is the standard form of the equation, right? Ax plus by equals c. So basically you have to write down the equation in this form. Let's just see how do we write. Let's just start with the first example, that is y equals negative 4 over 5x plus 9. Yeah, negative 9. You need to write down the equation in the form ax plus by equals c, right? That means x and y variables must be on the same side. Move this negative 4 over 5b on the other side, so that is y plus 4 over 5x equals 9, right? And now you can multiply 5 on the both sides of the equation, so that would be 5y plus 4x equals 45, right? So rewrite in the equation in the form, write x first, 4x plus 5y equals 45, right? See, now the equation is in the standard form, 4x plus 5y equals 45. Got it? The correct option is 4x plus 5y equals, yes, negative 45, because 9 has a negative sign that I forgot to put. So the correct option is 4x plus 5y equals negative 45. Option 1 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, so rewrite the following equation in standard form to write down x and y on the same side. So move negative 7x other side, that would be y plus 7x equals negative 3. Now write the x first, 7x plus y equals negative 3. So which is the second option is the correct option, right? 7x plus y equals negative 3. This is the correct option. Equation number 2 is the correct option. Okay, rewrite the following equation in standard form. Y equals negative 10x plus 1. So which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? That is equation number 1. 10x plus 1 equals 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, rewrite the equation in standard form. Y equals negative 8x plus 1. So how do you rewrite? The correct option is the second one. 8x plus y equals 1. That is the correct option. Rewrite the following equation in standard form. Y equals 7x minus 2. So which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is option number one. Mm, the second one is the correct option. 7x minus y equals 2. Option 2 is the correct option. Which is the correct option? The correct option is the second one, that is 10x plus y equals negative 5. The second option is the correct option. 10x plus y equals negative 5 is the correct one. Rewrite following equation in standard form. So, which is the correct option? The correct option is that is option number one. 7x minus 3y equals negative 30 is the correct option, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So, we were working on grade 9 math. The chapter we're working on is linear functions, and the lessons we have covered today are the lessons we have covered today are linear equations, solve for y, write linear equations to solve word problems, complete a table and graph a linear functions tutorial, and write equations in standard form. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that will be from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. So if you have any questions related to the lesson we just finished, you can ask. Please ask questions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.